Welcome to A Mind for Life. Today we're on the Cosmology and we're talking about manifestation. Manifestation. All right, let me say this. A Mind for Life is here offering spiritual, philosophical technology so that you can live your truth. A Mind for Life is not a guru channel. I'm not giving you all the answers. All right, there is a God. Okay, so we want to get those things cleared up right away at the top of what's going on here. You got to put the work in for this one. All right, so let's get to manifestation. It's been a minute, but the manifestation is the last aspect of that diagram that you see when we talk about manifestation. The universe is all manifestation. All right, manifestation, everything that is the universe. Let me ask you this. How tall are you? What's your shoe size? Where are you located? Where are you at right now? And I'm asking you these questions because I want to point to this. We are much larger than we give ourselves credit for. We are much greater in isness, in being, than we think we are. See, we typically think this. I'm right here. See this? That tree is over there. This is the way most people think, I think. However, what I'm going to show you with this manifestation thing is that the universe is all manifestation. That is, when I say universe, I'm pointing to one end of a continuum. Now, I call this the continuum of manifestation. The continuum of manifestation is this. That tree and me are at two separate ends of being. I'm being me, the tree is being the tree. We're separate. However, once we start to go into this continuum, we start to realize that there is a flux, there is an interchange such that the lines between me and that tree get blurred. There was a philosopher a long time ago, and this philosopher said this. This philosopher said, you cannot step into the same river twice. The road up and the road down are the same road. Heraclitus. There is a flux between this and this, such that this and this are the same, in the same mix. The air in this room is the same air that's in that room. They're separated by doors. Let me say this. Look at your body. Look at your body as a membrane, which it is, but look at it as a permeable membrane that's sort of like just a gatekeeper between an inflow and an outflow. And we can think about this, right? You breathe and you exhale. The air in your lungs is not the same air in your lungs a minute ago. There's a continual flux between air. There's a continual flux between liquid or solid with your physical body and what's out there. Not only that, there is a continual flux of thought. There's a continual flux of action and words. You're hearing words, they become part of in here. You're speaking words, they could become part of out there. Actions are coming at you, the wind hits your face. You do an action, you open a door. Now, the reason I'm getting to this is because I am moving towards showing you that when you look up at the stars, you're seeing the universe. The universe. All manifestation is the universe. Now, I want to clarify this. Two ideas. Idealism. Being is being perceived. This idea is from a long time ago. Now, this idea goes this way. We cannot know things in themselves. I cannot know that tree. However, all I really know is my ideas about the tree. I'm not knowing the tree within itself. So in a sense, that tree existing depends on my perception of it, my ideas. All we can know are ideas. Idealism. Now, in this brand of idealism, what happens is this. that tree still exists even though I'm not perceiving it, because there is a God that is in continual perception of everything. This is why that tree still exists when I'm not looking at it. All right. What we're talking about here with this cosmology is not idealism. So I wanted to point out what idealism was in general. Now, there's something I also want to call neo-idealism. Neo-idealism is this new breed of idea, meaning that anything out here depends on me for its existence, period. That bird would not exist if I wasn't perceiving the bird. It would not exist if I wasn't perceiving it. My body is an illusion. It's not even real. That's what I call neo-idealism, something I call. And you can see it everywhere now. This form of idealism takes God out of the picture versus the older version of idealism. So this is not neo-idealism either. The way that you and that tree are the same is because you share the same stuff in a continual flux. The tree gives off oxygen, you give off CO2, it takes that in and you recycle that. Now that's a gas. It's the same for liquid. It's the same for solid. It's the same for ideas. So when you really start to look at this, you start to see that the lines between you and what you experience out there are blurry. You are much larger than you think you are. You're much larger than how tall you are, or what your weight is, or where you are geographically. Okay, so we deal with a continual flux between the stuff that we think is in here and that stuff. There is a continual flux. We deal with a continuum where, yeah, I can see my hand and I can see that chair and I can see that they're separate. However, once we go into this, we realize they're not quite that separate. Roads cross. Okay, so all manifestation is the universe. All right, so that ends this video on manifestation. And by the way, being God refracts with stuff as presence. God refracts with manifestation as presence. I wanted to put that in there because we've talked about refractivity in a previous video. Okay, so moving forward, we're going to move into this emotion thing. Like, what are the emotions? How do they impact? How do they fit with this? And I said before this, I said emotions are the telescope to the universe, right? So we're going to get into that. We're also going to move into this idea of old and new logic. Old and new logic. There's a way of understanding these teachings here that are not this traditional analytical putting into a box and making sense based on comparison type thinking. It's not quite that. This is more, I feel, a more comprehensive way of experiencing, of knowing. All right, so that ends the video for this one. A Mind for Life, that is the end of this whole diagram, okay? So we ended up with manifestation. All manifestation is the universe. We are in continual flux. There's a continuum of manifestation such that we are sharing all being. So you're much larger than you think you really are. That goes with solid, liquid, and gas. That goes with what I called the 3 tools of creation, which are thought, word, and action. Okay? A Mind for Life. Peace out.
You really burn me up, baby. Lava, flaming hot. We got that fire, we just can't stop. Lava, blazing love. You're the only one I'm thinking of, girl. Lava, flaming hot. We got that fire, we just can't stop. Lava, blazing love. You're the only one I'm thinking of, girl. been waiting.